Hello, Sarah Weaver. Welcome to Serious and Silliness.
Hello.
Hi. So, Sarah Weaver is a medium, a psychic, tarot card reader. Is that right? Any-
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to throw in there?
No, I think that's a good start.
Oh, okay, good. So, where are you from?
Kansas, the
Oh,
Midwest.
oh, very nice. Okay, good. Yeah, you can tell you have a little bit of an accent, not as strong as mine, but you know. So before we get started, if anybody wants to reach Sarah Weaver, um, you can reach her at her website, PsychicMediumSarahWeaver.com, or you can email her at PsychicMediumSarahWeaver at Gmail.
That's right.
So the reason why I reached out to you is because uh, there is a tremendous amount of people that are interested, especially in mediums.
hmm
Because I think when somebody loses a loved one, it they desire to reach out to them for whatever reason, for closure or so on and so forth, and they tend to reach out to somebody like yourself. So the first thing I want to ask you is, when did you realize you had this gift, and how do you describe the gift?
Well, I've always had it, and everyone has it. So it's kind of like playing piano. That's how I like to describe it is, some people are born that are just amazing piano players. And then some people are born and they can't even play chopsticks, or whatever that ding, 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 simple stuff.
Yeah.
So with a lot of training, you can enhance your abilities. And I've always had experiences seeing things. I've seen weird things and I didn't know how to explain it. And then later on in life, I lost somebody really close to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a medium and she explained that we all have the ability. So the things that I see and hear and feel aren't crazy at all. It's just I need to figure out how to use it.
Okay. So would you say that your clairvoyant gift, or it was more clear to you than somebody like myself who can't even play chopstick?
Yeah, I think my strongest thing was clairvoyance, which is where you get images.
So is it
So
is it an actual visual image, or is it a mental image, or how does that work?
it's kind of like when you close your eyes and you think about think about your kitchen. If you close your eyes, can you stand in your kitchen and look around and just look at your kitchen? If you
Yeah.
if you tried, you could probably do it.
Yeah, to an extent, yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
Okay. All right. But you
So it's
could
like
see
a little movie.
but you could see fine detail. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I get a lot. It's the other side, or spirit, as I like to say. They communicate through symbols. Sometimes you'll hear audible, like you'll hear, in your mind or whatever. You'll hear them say some things, and it's not always very clear, but you'll hear something, you'll feel it. Sometimes you just know, you
Okay.
know. A lot of the times I would get people would call me and I knew who it was, or I'd call them and they'd be like, "Oh, I was just thinking about you. That's weird." But it happened so much that it was undeniable.
I see. Okay. So how did you develop your training? What kind of training does a medium go through? Because I think the majority of people just think that you're just a medium and you don't have any
Right.
training. You have this, you know, God-given gift.
We all have it, and I just wanted to explore it. So, I read lots of books at first, and I watched a lot of videos. And then I got into training with actual mediums because I looked at who was doing, like, the big name people. And then I was like, well, I'm probably not going to be able to sit down with these big name people and just have a chit chat and be like, how do you do this?
Right.
So I just started looking for different training online and reading books. And then when the pandemic hit, everything went online. So it became so easy to reach out to lots of different mediums and get training from them
I
in
see.
different ways.
Okay.
But I went to mediums directly. I went to a couple of mediums in my area and just said, "Hey, I'm having these experiences. I'd like to know how to understand it and use it somehow,"
Okay.
because it seemed like such a waste to not help other people.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
you know,
So the amount of people that you help, what would you say the percentage of accuracy is when you help them?
it varies, but I would say 80 to 90%, they get it right off. And
Okay.
sometimes we as mediums get information and we misinterpret it. So they're like, nah, that doesn't make sense. Okay, well, let me think about it here. Let me just sit back and get some more. And then you get another piece of information and like, okay, yeah, that makes sense now.
Okay. Now
You
here's a
know,
question. All right. I would bet that the majority of people that reach out to you are believers to begin with.
yep, I would say that too.
Okay. So they want to believe no matter what.
Some of
So,
them.
so do you think that the idea that the person that you're helping wants to believe so much that that leads to your percentage of accuracy?
I don't
Because
think
they,
so.
no, because I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you. I'm just, obviously I'm just questioning.
That's
Um,
very good to do.
okay. Somebody comes
Very
to you
encouraging.
and somebody comes to you and they are vulnerable, right? They
Mhm.
lost a loved one, they lost a husband, they lost a wife, a mother, father, whatever. And they're it's early on and they want to reach out to you so bad that they want to reach out to you so bad that they will believe what you tell them no matter what because they are that vulnerable. Or do you have, in your experience, has it been you've been so detailed that it's been more, the accuracy has been just because you are just that good, you got it, you spot on?
I I will never take credit for any of the messages. It's all from God.
Okay. All right.
So I'm just an antenna. And what I do is I just sit and I try to receive the information. And, spirit works so wonderfully to heal people with simple information. So I'm just here as like the middle guy.
Right. So because now flip the question, right?
Hmm.
Somebody comes to you some as a goof, or a friend says, hey, you got to go to this girl, she's really good, and he's a doubter, and he's sitting
Hmm.
there, or he or she's sitting there like this. Go ahead, Sarah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Right. And nothing you say is accurate because he's doubting you no matter what.
Hmm.
Right. Have you had an experience where that person went like this?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I used to, in the beginning, I would try to cold read people, which they don't come to me. I just would be like, hey, I've got a message for you. And they would be like, I don't want to, like, leave me alone. None
Right.
of that makes. But so I let them come to me. So a lot of the people aren't going to do that, but there are a lot of people that are skeptical.
Right.
So it's normal for people to, you want to make sure that you're not getting. I did that when I went to the medium. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I'm not going to pay $200 for somebody to lie to me and take advantage of my sadness,
Right. Because I
But
will I will tell you one experience. It was not a medium, it was a psychic. I'll tell you one experience that I had that was not um, you could tell this person was not was a fraud. Okay. Um, I don't know if my family remembers this, but my brother, I don't know if my brother or his ex-wife would remember this, but if they are listening, and I'll tell them to listen, they might remember this. Um, in Brooklyn, in the 80s, there was a spot that's still there, and it was Sheepshead Bay. And you would walk along the water, and you would there's restaurants, and and there'd be people like outside. And we went to dinner. It was me, my mother, my father, my brother, and his girlfriend, his wife, and then soon to be ex-wife. And we were there was a psychic, so we sat down, and my brother's girlfriend at the time sits down and says, she wants to get a reading. So we're all standing around her, right? Obviously. And I remember the psychic kept repeating that she was surrounded by love.
well, that's general, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And that was always like So ever since then, you know, and I remember walking away and my father was like, yeah, of course she said that. We were all standing around her. And I remember walking away, and then that kind of made me a bit of a doubter. But I would like to believe that there are gifted people like yourself, because I did lose my father. And I remember being in that vulnerable situation and really trying to like reach out and have some closure. Right. And I mean, we get over it at times, but there is a piece of me that would love, truly love to know that there are people like you out there.
Yeah, of
So
course.
before we get to that, my next question is if you could give me a reading. Before we get to that, would you like to share a dramatic story?
Of course.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like the pinnacle of my stories.
Oh, the pinnacle. Okay.
Yeah. When I was going through a really hard time, and I was getting ready to go to bed and I couldn't sleep, and I was, you know, my boyfriend just broke up with me. I was heartbroken, and I was like, you know, Jesus, I need to see you. I'm one of those people, I don't believe it unless I see it. It has to be real.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I just don't, I won't. I was like, I love you, God. I want to believe. I want to have faith. I do have faith. It's very strong, but I have to see something. And I just tossed and turned, and then I woke up and I went to sleep, I assume. And I was walking down a dirt path, and I turned into a door at my right, and there was women, and they were dressed in old style clothing, and they were setting up for like a banquet. So I sat down and I waited, and I could feel this like buzz in the atmosphere, like he's coming, here he comes. And I was like, who's coming? I can't wait to see who's coming. So I went to look out the door, and in walked Jesus. And I remember thinking, I knew it was him, but he did not look like all the pictures we've seen.
Okay. What did he look like?
He looked Middle Eastern. He looked like a Middle Eastern man.
Well, that would make sense, right?
Right. It makes, but I had always seen pictures of him, so I thought he was just some white guy with dark hair. You know, you get this image in your mind, and it was like, bam, he's Middle Eastern. He has a long nose that's really skinny, and it had a hump in it, and his eyes were just magical. And I just remember falling on the ground at his feet, like, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. And he didn't speak using words. He was using telepathy or just speaking in my mind. And he was like, it's okay, get up, get up. You don't have to get down. It's okay. He was very humble, and he was very kind. And he was like, just start in Matthew. You'll be fine. Just go to Matthew, because I was having trouble reading the Bible and all that stuff. So I got up in the morning, and I just cried and cried and cried, because I wanted to be back there with him. I just felt so good to be in his presence. And I ran to my friend's house, and I walked in her door, and I said, you're not going to believe this. I saw Jesus. He did not look like the pictures. He looked like this and this and this. And she starts crying her eyes out, sobbing. And she says, oh my God. She turns her phone around and faces it towards me. And there he is, the guy I saw. Bam. And I was like, oh my God, that's him. How did you know? And she's like, I just was looking at this before you ran in my house. It was a painter who was like 8 years old when she painted this picture of Jesus. Her name's Accolane, and she's a child prodigy that angels tell her what to paint. And she had painted a picture of Jesus, and you can Google painting of Jesus and it will pull it up. It's
what is the artist's name?
Accolane. It's a young female.
Accolane, and she could.
Accolane. If you just
actually,
Google,
you know what? Let's see if we can Google it. How about that?
Yeah, check it out.
Hold on, let me see if we could do this. How do we do this? I want to get rid of that.
So I walked in and I'm telling her this, and she's bawling her eyes out and showing me this picture, which hopefully you can find it. And, you know, it was just confirmation.
Okay.
So that's how spirit works a lot, is they'll send you signs, symbols, synchronicities. So you'll be like, should I move? And then you'll be driving to work and you'll see a moving truck that says, come on, it's time to move.
Okay.
It's just like simple little signs and symbols is a lot of how normal people can pick up on the messages from the other side too.
All right. I apologize. I'm just trying to. Oh, I see. Let me get rid of this. Whoop, sorry. I am just trying to find the picture. There we go. Much better. Okay.
Did you find it?
I am sorry. No, hold on 1 second.
Oh, you're good. It's a learning experience, isn't it?
There we go. Okay, here we go. Now you said.
Go onto your Google and put in painting of Jesus.
Okay. Painting of Jesus.
And I had never seen this painting before. There it is, right there, that one on the top left. Bam.
And that is, where are you? Come on. There we go. Oh, I could buy it for $60. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, the long nose and the magical eyes. Okay, I can see what you're saying. All right.
But he doesn't look like the pictures you see all the time.
No. He doesn't. Yeah. No, he doesn't look like the blue-eyed, long hair and
exactly.
Saxon nose and whatnot.
Not what I expected.
Okay.
So
that's pretty interesting.
That was a really intense experience for sure.
Now, I believe you. Now, the reason why I believe you is because I was raised Roman Catholic, and my mother, her favorite saint is Saint Teresa, and she had told me that she had visions as she was a little girl of Saint Teresa. But you have to kind of understand that it's a little difficult, probably for the majority of people, to believe that you saw Jesus Christ. And the reason why the majority of people would probably doubt is because if Jesus Christ can appear to anyone, why would he pick Sarah Weaver from Kansas?
Well, he didn't pick me. I'm not special. I asked him, I want to see you. And I believed that I could. That is the truth.
Okay. Now, are you sure this was a vision and not a dream?
Well, I believe it was real, because from my other experience and learning all along my journey, when spirit visits you in dreams, they don't use verbal, they don't just sit there and talk. So like in dreams, if you're dreaming about people, you can talk and everything's good. But when you're having an actual vision, it's not like that. It's totally different. You can tell the difference. You can feel the energy. It's completely different than having a dream.
Okay.
And it's hard to believe it. So it's just one of my crazy stories that I like to tell. And people are like, yeah, okay. But
yes, Sarah, great. Yeah.
yeah, I get that a lot. But I don't know.
No, I think there is a piece of all of us, even if you are somewhat of a doubter, that truly wants to believe.
Yeah.
And I go there because, like you said, for me, I need cold, hard facts in order to believe something. Okay. Right. And that usually comes with education. I have a bachelor's degree, I have a master's degree, but I am always interested in watching documentaries or movies about things like this. So I think internally, there's always a piece of you that wants to believe and wants to see, right? Like for example, the other day I'm looking for something to watch. Me and my wife ordered food and we're looking for something to watch. And there was a Netflix special about people who die and they're brought back to life. They die, and then they tell you their experience and their amazing experience and so on and so forth. So, and every episode was a different person that had the experience. Okay.
Yeah. Surviving death.
Is that what it's called? Surviving death? Yeah, you're right. And I watched the first one, and there was the girl that drowned, And then she said she was dead for like a half hour. And I didn't watch any more after that. The reason why I didn't watch any more after that is because she didn't have anybody else saying what had happened. So she told her story, but she didn't have anybody that helped her drag her out. She didn't have the doctor telling the story, so on and so forth. If you watch a really good documentary, it'll have like you telling your part of the story in a separate video, in a separate instance, and then in another instance, another person will be telling the same story you told, two different interviews, and that basically proves that it happened, for lack of a better term. Well, this did not happen. They just basically, she just said her story, and then they talked to people about this, these events that happened, and so on and so forth. So, but I was dying for that other person to come up and say, yeah, I pulled Sarah out. She was dead for a half hour. They did revive her, so on and so forth. But I just didn't get it. But I finished the whole thing, dying to see it. So what I'm saying is, internally, I think everybody wants to believe at some point, because I think hope is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, now I'm going to ask you another question. Have you, like we talked about doubters. Have you ever had a doubter and then you hit the nail on the head, and then they woke up like, whoa, how did you know that?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us one of those stories?
Let me think of a good one here.
Take your time. I can edit a lot out.
Okay, so I hope my ex, we still get along and everything, but he was a doubter for sure. He was like, yeah, I've been with you. I was with you for all this time, and now you're going to tell me you're a medium. Okay.
Yeah.
His brother passed away. And one of the first readings I ever did was his brother. But it was not for him. It was for the brother's wife.
I see. Okay.
So I did a reading for her. And then I went to him and I said, you're not going to believe this. I did this reading. It was your brother. And I could tell he was like, whatever, but I gave him one word. I just said one word, and I left, and he never told me if it was right. A lot of times I walk away, I feel like, I don't know if they believe or not. And then later when I went back, he's like, I just want to tell you that meant so much. And he just started sobbing. Really? Because it was real. This person was like, I don't know, and now he tries to test me sometimes and say a word to his brother to tell me to see if it's real still. Okay. But that was a big moment because, I'm going to deal with the people doubting, it's, right, sure. I do too, and I'm a medium. So it's like, I want to see it for real. Right. Now, can I ask what the word was? He-Man. Okay. And I didn't understand what that meant. And I always say, Spirit, give me something that I will have no friggin' clue. Yeah. Did he explain to you what it meant or no? It was when they were kids. Something that happened when I wasn't around. I would never have known it. Oh, I see. Okay. Little boys bonding. That was their shizzle. Well, that was a big toy. So I could see little boys playing because I had all the He-Man action figures growing up. Right. That's actually pretty interesting that you could say that and you have that one reaction. And you're right. Like, I know you knew the person, but you didn't know their childhood experiences and whatnot. Something very intimate, an intimate detail would definitely, I could see definitely making a skeptic raise their eyebrow and say, hey, how did you know that? Well, I did even one better. Right after that, I turned to his new wife. Okay. I'm talking to my ex's new wife. So that's gotta be fun. She's ready to be receptive. Okay. Yeah. Right. And I got her friend, and I gave her a piece of information that obviously I would never, ever know. Right. Because that's my intention. I want good stuff that I would never, ever know. And if I can't give you that, I'm just going to tell you, I can't give you a reading. I can't give you anything right now. I'm not getting it.
Okay.
because that's important for mediums, is we have to be honest and say, sometimes mediums get it wrong. Sometimes they don't get anything,
Mm-hmm.
it's just how it works.
Okay. Okay.
But turning to people that I had a icky past with my ex, and
Right. Right.
he's not going to be the best client.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And then his new wife, but now we've had group hugs, and they know I talk to their people. And the whole point of this mediumship is not to give you a message like they're off in la la land.
Mm.
You're supposed to feel like your dad is standing right beside you.
Okay. I see. All right.
Like when we got on here, before you even said your dad was gone, I felt a dad, like a guy grabbing you by the head and noogieing you, like somebody, like a camaraderie. And I was like, okay, whatever. So they just come in organically. We get messages that are just like random, organic.
Mm-hmm.
But another experience where I gave somebody a reading. Okay, today I gave somebody a reading.
Okay.
Complete stranger today.
Okay.
And, it was chaos, so I could barely get any information, but I got an older woman, and I said, I've got an older woman here. She is older, but she doesn't want to talk about her age. She's going, oh no, we're not going to talk about my age. And she had a New York accent, or, she had the New York talk. And I was like, does she have an accent? And he's like, no accent. We're from New York. And I was like,
okay.
So sometimes they're like, no, but really, it's right. So you got to be.
You're right. People don't know. A lot of people don't realize they have an accent when they're among people with the same accent.
Yeah. And like, I'm in Kansas. I don't think I have an accent.
Yeah. No, it's some accents are better than others, but we'll get to that. That's a topic for another time.
Anyway.
Here's actually a good question. When you do readings, do you get some type of do you just get the good, or there are certain times you have to deliver bad news to a person?
When people cross over, they don't bring bad information, but what they will bring is their own personality. So if somebody had a foul mouth, like for instance, I got a reading once and they said, I'm not going to say the word, but they said, boo boo kitty F word. Okay. And I was like, what the heck is boo boo kitty? And I'm going, I don't know what this means. And I can't, when you're delivering a message like that to someone who's lost a friend, it's hard. Yeah. Because you're like, what? I'm going to say, I miss my boo boo kitty F to this person.
Right.
But when I said that, they broke down in tears.
Okay.
Because they had always watched Jay and Silent Bob together.
Okay.
And it's from one of those movies.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't know. I never saw them.
I never watched them either. I don't know.
But I say they okay. So it's kind of like, seems like you kind of get a significant detail to show the person that their lost one is there. Do you ever get anything more than a significant detail? Do you get a message? Do you get any closure? Oh, really? Okay. Would you like to share?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the message is, I'm sorry. Sometimes the message is simple as, I love you. Sometimes they want you to know, what happened with their death, because sometimes it's unanswered. What happened? How did you die?
Right.
So we get that stuff sometimes, and we have to be gentle when we're saying it, but you have to, you're going to get stuff that not necessarily, they're not going to say, I hate you. I never liked you. Nothing like that. Okay. But they have, when they cross over, it's like they watch a review of their life and they see what they've inflicted on other people, so I can't say that for sure because I've never died, but.
Right. Oh, then here's a good question, actually. Have you ever gotten a famous person?
I have. I got Nikola Tesla.
Really?
I did. And it was like accidental. I was just laying in bed with my husband and I said, hey, let's have some fun with this shit. You know, like if I'm going to be a psychic, we're going to talk to Elvis. I love Elvis, you know,
Yeah.
and there's so many wonderful people that I just wanted to know what they were really like. So I said, okay, let's do this. Let's channel Tesla. What is this 369? And I don't know if that's the right numbers, but there was some numbers that I saw it on TV one day and I was like, let's do it. And I got all these flashes of images of, you know, crazy stuff like a snake eating its tail and then an infinity symbol type thing, like crisscrossing in on itself.
Okay.
Stuff you can barely understand. Like, I don't know that stuff.
Right.
I couldn't even explain it to you, honestly, because it was so scientific, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But, you know, you can describe it. And then when I went and Googled him, all of that was there. You can find all of the stuff that I was seeing online. Okay. So it's like, you know, I didn't go out running around telling people that because they're like, yeah, I can Google that. Right. You know?
Have you ever had a terrible person, a terrible human being, try and come through to you? I'm talking terrible, like a Hitler, Stalin, Genghis Khan.
No, not yet.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I haven't had anything. Probably because I set the intention that I don't want anything scary.
Okay. Or let me break it down a notch. Have you ever had a terrible person, relative, not something so significant, but maybe somebody that was in prison for multiple murders or something like that, and then they finally die and a relative wants to reach them?
Well, I used to watch a lot of ghost hunting shows.
Okay.
And there was a prison it had a killer that was really crazy and he was a mad rapist. So he was like attacking and raping all the other prisoners. Okay. And, you know, just watching these shows and stuff, you can tune into it. So I tapped in and I saw some of that stuff that was going on in the prison. And it was very, you know, it just makes your skin crawl when you tap into something like that.
So it's not as if they're coming through you kind of have to reach out to them if that's the case.
Sometimes, yeah, and sometimes it comes in organically.
Okay.
Like if say I'm out on a bus or something, or I'm out in public, I'll be sitting at a restaurant and I'm like, honey, something's going on. There's a spirit here. They see me, they know I can, and I like, it's like I have a beacon on me or something. They can tell that I can sense them. So they'll come into my area and I can feel them.
Do you get nervous when it happens, or have you kind of accepted it and know when to turn it on and turn it off?
A little bit of both. Okay. Because it's hard when, you know, I work for them. I don't work for the people here. I do, but they want to give messages just as bad as the people want to hear them. Okay. And sometimes I've delivered messages where they didn't want the message, you know? So that's hard because.
Yeah. No, they didn't want the message because they didn't ask for it, or they didn't want the message because it was a terrible message?
To them, it was a person that they had issues with.
Okay.
So like, say this person is trying to say, I'm sorry for what I did to you in life. You know, it's hard for me to get, because that person, the dead person, they said they're not going to want to talk to you. They are not going to want to get this message because they have issues with me. I was a dick. I was abusive. I was a bad daddy. Okay. I got you. So, you know, like they will say stuff like that. And it's like, oh, great. So now I'm sitting here like, do I even bother? Or, you know,
yeah, because I mean, you'd have to, if you're giving them a significant details, you'd have to believe that is going to affect them. Right. And maybe they don't want to hear it. Right. You know, maybe they don't. Maybe it's like, hey, you know what? Mind your business, lady. I really don't want to hear this. And then if you tell them, they could just, you know, it could really might affect somebody. So how do you differentiate whether you tell the person or not?
Well, that's where I don't go cold reading. I don't go out and say, hey, I've got your person here and they said they're sorry for being horrible to you.
Right.
or they're sorry, so I try not to do that.
Okay.
And it's hard because I know that it could also be healing. This could also be the sorry that they need.
Right. 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 Right.
So that's where I get kind of like, oh, I don't know, should
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but
No,
it's
I would.
ethics.
I don't have your gift or know anybody with your gift, but I would mind your business at times. Did you ever?
That's my,
Did you ever like know a couple, right? And then somebody is being unfaithful in that relationship, and you got to go, oh, I need to tell this person, and then you tell them, and you're like, I really shouldn't have said anything because now I'm the bad guy because they
yep,
didn't break up.
yeah. Actually, that did happen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So to you ladies out there, you know, it's not worth it because you're going to be the bad guy because they're not
Yeah,
going to break up. So don't do that.
don't do it.
So that's what it sounds like to me when you get a message from the other side and they have to tell this person. It's like, you know what? I don't know this person. Maybe I should just, they didn't ask for it.
There, just like any job, there's ethics. And I am all
Oh, very
about
good point.
integrity. I'm
Okay.
all about ethics. I don't want to invade anybody's privacy.
Mhm.
And, I'm not a TV show star that's out giving readings to random people.
Okay. Okay.
What I'm trying to do is bring that person, their loved one, right there with them so that they know for an absolute fact that that's who they're with, and give them healing and love and hope and peace.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's almost as if you have like this power that you kind of have to be responsible with, right?
Absolutely.
So now here's another question. How do you differentiate from somebody who's legitimate from a fraud? Because I'm sure there's plenty of frauds that like to take advantage of the vulnerable.
Yeah. I mean, that's up to the person, but do your research, check their if they have reviews. Um, you just never know. It's almost like a grab bag. You go in and you just kind of get your reading, and then if you have a good experience, then you did. It's like buying a car. You're going to get salesmen that are going to, they would sell a granny a freaking Corvette
Right.
because they just don't care. Sometimes it's about the money.
Mhm.
But the real deals are have the biggest heart. And I think if you walk in and you'll feel it, you'll just know. I think, in my opinion, I feel
Mhm.
like when I've went to a reading with a good reader,
Mhm.
like a really good reader,
Mhm.
I felt like she was my friend. I felt like she really cared even before she spoke. I felt that she was a good person. And
Okay.
that might not work for everybody because I'm an empath. I can feel.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's
But
actually a very good question. That actually leads me to another good question: is the majority of people that come to you, are they men or women?
it's kind of even, but I think I get a lot more men.
Really?
I get a lot more dads and grandpas than I do women.
No, because I was going to guess women only because women are usually more emotionally in touch
Right.
than men because men are usually harder. Well, I don't know so much about today's man, but but generally speaking. But you saying you get a lot of grandfathers and dads?
You mean the spirits or the people?
No, 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 the people that come to you and I want to know.
Oh, well, if it's psychic, it's women. They want to know about their love life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
want to know when is my Prince Charming coming?
Yeah, never. Okay, I'll get out.
Yeah. And then, with the spiritual stuff, the mediumship, I'd say it's even.
It's even. Okay.
It's
Okay.
even.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna
Because
guess.
everybody has lost someone.
Right.
So I've had mostly men clients, but that doesn't mean anything because, that's just me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because I would have guessed that it would be more women. I mean, the women for the psychic portion, I would yeah, that makes sense. But I would guess that you would have more women only because they're more emotionally in touch. Men are a little bit more rough, and they're not. Well, a lot of them aren't in tune with their feelings. So I would think. But hey, listen, you know what? If it's 50-50, then it sounds pretty good to me.
I
Uh,
think you're right. I think in general, women are more open and they do go to readers more often.
mhm.
But I can tell you, just based on my feelings and my empathic abilities, there's a lot more men that want to get a message, but they are afraid to get a message because they're so tough. They're like,
Right,
I
right.
don't want to cry. I don't want to get, like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sure, sure. Oh, yeah. A lot of times with men, when a terrible thing happens and somebody passes, they just want to move on. They want to move on. I mean, generally speaking, right? I mean, they don't want to, because I would think that not being able to move on, not being able to heal is not a very masculine trait, right? A man who is taught to be masculine needs to like, kind of like, okay, we've grieved. I need to move on. I have a family to take care of. I have responsibilities, so on and so forth. Where somebody who's more emotionally in tune would probably be a little bit more difficult to move on and a little bit more vulnerable. So that's why I asked that question.
yeah.
Okay, what do you think? You think you want to give me a reading or no?
I don't know. It's kind of hard. I can try, but usually when I do readings, I take time to like meditate and get focused
Oh, if you don't
because
want to, you don't have to. That's
I
fine.
will try. I can give it a go, but no promises.
Okay, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Do
And
you have?
and I can't guarantee any certain person. That's a big part that, it's whoever shows up.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
But I just need
I've had
I
multiple
will
people
definitely
buy.
see if I can get anyone. I feel something. I feel somebody coming in here. I feel some goosebumps. So that usually means somebody's approaching.
Okay.
Just see what I can get here. Okay. Somebody's holding my hand. I feel like have you lost any friends that are younger, not an older man, but a guy about your age maybe? Because I have a younger gentleman.
Okay. Younger, you mean in their 40s?
Yeah, approximately our age. I don't know how old you are, but
40,
it's
44.
not an old man. So it's a younger, 40, either anywhere. I don't do well with perfect numbers and names and stuff, but we'll keep going. Because that might be the guy that came in earlier that was, I was getting a gentleman that was putting the noogie on you and it was showing me camaraderie and like a friend.
Okay.
Let's see. A ladies' man.
All right.
Keep going. Show me something. Give me something here that'll be wow factor. I don't know. I'm seeing like a Ferris wheel type carnival area. So it would be maybe you guys hung out somewhere where it was like an arcade type feel where there's, the rides and stuff. He would be taller than you.
Well, that's not difficult. I'm 5'7".
Really?
Yeah, I'm 5'7".
Well, that's too general. We need more. I don't know. He just feels like he's like a brother almost. And he's got a dog with him, possibly one of your old dogs that you were really close to that you have pictures of. Pictures up, I mean, on the, like you have a picture up of a dog that has crossed over. And he's got the dog with him.
Okay. Any other detail about the dog? I've had dogs in the past.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's had dogs. It's general, I know. It's hard to do this when you're like put on the spot and not haven't had your time to prepare.
I apologize. Yeah.
Oh no, it's okay. I can still try. See if I can quickly get into a meditative state here. Did you, he may have went to school with you at a young age.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. So he's saying, yeah, we went to school together. That's right.
That makes more sense.
Okay, we're with it then. We're getting tapped in. Oh yeah, you guys. I don't know. Is your wife around?
Yeah, I'm only married 6 years, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So he's showing me like nudie magazines. Like you guys were like sitting around looking at nudie magazines together, or just joking about the females, like had a little thing going like that.
Yeah,
I'm a girl, so I don't understand what goes on behind closed doors, but he's showing me,
Is there any possibility you could find out how he crossed over, or any kind of detail of how he crossed over?
Let me see if I can get anything on that. Okay.
Because you're getting there.
Well, the thing is, we work together to get the storyline, like it's like a team effort. So, okay, let's find out what happened to you, buddy. It was a sudden passing.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I'm getting like that it was a sudden passing and it was like a work accident and he didn't die immediately. No. No. That's not right.
He died. I did have a friend that I went to school with, and you were accurate. And we used to hang out a lot, and he was a ladies' man. And he was taller than me.
Yeah, because he's showing me like his outfit, and he's like got his shirt open and a necklace, and he's like, "Yeah, you would have loved me, sweetie." Oh, son of a biscuit.
Yeah. No, but he overdosed. My friend I'm thinking of overdosed.
But it was a sudden passing. You weren't expecting it. So, but here's the question. How does that tie into his work situation? Because he's showing me the work. He's showing me like he was working.
What kind of work?
It has to do with his job. Like it had a tie into that. So he was either getting the drugs at work or, something like that, because he's showing me it had to do with some interaction in work.
Yeah, he did work on Wall Street, so that's where he picked up the habit.
Okay, that's what he's trying to show me, is that I feel like that's right. I think we're on the right track with that, because he's saying like it happened because of work. Mm-hmm. Like he was working and he got that shit at work. Yeah. And he suddenly passed. He didn't mean to, I don't think it was intentional. I think he just, oops.
Yeah. The person I'm thinking of, we were really, really close when we were younger in high school. We did chase girls significantly. He was taller than me, a lot taller and more athletic looking. I went to college, and his father got him a job on Wall Street, and that's where he picked up the drug habits, and then he overdosed a short time after that. Yeah. So that's
Let's see what he wants to tell you. Let's see if I can get anything on what what do you want to tell John, buddy? Well, he said you did good with your woman. He doesn't know how you did that, but he's proud of you. He's like, what the hell is she doing with you, John? Sorry, that's not me. That's me,
fine.
John.
That's fine.
He's razzing you. He's like, you little shit. How did you pull that one off?
Yeah. Okay.
If that sounds like his personality, I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
But he's razzing you. He wants to give you a hard time, and he misses you too, he's proud of you. And he's sorry he can't be with you, he's sorry he can't hang out and turn into those old dudes you planned on being.
Right. Okay.
He regrets that he left too soon. He wishes he could have been around longer.
That makes sense.
And
Okay.
if there was any question of his passing, it wasn't intentional. Oops, he's sorry about that. He didn't mean to hurt anybody. Please tell his family that, he's sorry that they went through that experience and he never meant to hurt anybody with that.
Mm-hmm.
He's sending his love and his apologies for the, because he said he's like, he's showing me he's ashamed of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sorry that he caused shame on his people,
Okay.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's all about respect. It's all about integrity. It's all about, your reputation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sorry about that.
Okay. I mean, that all makes sense. It all makes a lot of sense.
It's hard, but sometimes what else do you want to give us? So the dog is black. Did you have a black dog or did he have a black dog?
Well, no,
he didn't have a black dog.
we didn't have a dog. No, I had a dog that was a dark gray black, but it was before I knew him.
Well, that's sometimes people will bring in other family members and dogs and stuff, cats, whatever. What else do you have for me? He's showing me like a something he got. Somebody, did you get something from him when he passed? Did his mother give you anything?
No.
Or his family give you a little something?
No, not at all. His family was very cold if it's the same person.
I've got somebody else stepping in here. He's brought with him a little shorter, older lady. It's an old woman, so I would assume like grandmother.
Okay.
She's got her hair short.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get a better feel of her. She's showing me like cooking in the kitchen with a kid. Like she's cooking with the kid and she's putting the food in his hand or their hand, so she's like cooking. Did you cook with a grandmother? No grandmother?
Mm-mm.
No. I've got a woman that's showing me cooking and she's in the kitchen with little kids cooking her food.
Give me something else. Give me a type of food, what she look like,
Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what else I can pull. Get back into my... Buddy just piped in, because of his work situation, he wants you to be cautious at your work situation. Be careful not to, just be careful. He's giving me like a warning to you to just be careful. So just be cautious at work.
Okay.
And that's just for you moving forward. So going forward, just be more cautious. Think about that.
Okay.
Because he's looking out for you. He'll look out for you even from the other side because you're that tight.
Okay.
Okay, back to grandma or lady over here. Okay, maybe not grandma. She's like, all right, so maybe it's an aunt. We'll see. Okay. I'm getting like a Phyllis or some type of I don't know. That doesn't seem, it's not resonating. I'm not feeling it. Give me something here. No? I don't know. I'm not really pulling anything on right now.
All right, I'll help you. I had an aunt that loved to cook and she died early.
That's who it is. Did she have I was just saying, it's not a grandma. She's like, I'm not a grandma. I'm not his grandma. I'm like, okay, so maybe aunt. Okay, so she liked to cook and she has like, did she have red hair at some point?
You know what?
Maybe not when she was older, but younger.
That could
Yeah, maybe we'll just set that aside. Ask your family if she maybe had red hair at some, like when she was
Okay.
younger,
Okay.
because you might have been too young to know.
Yeah, I was 7 when she passed. Yeah.
Yeah, but she adored you. She said, "Oh, he was so cute. You know, like he was such a cutie." Even though she might have passed before, you know, and didn't have anything to do with you, she's been watching out and said he was such a cutie. I wish I could have been there. You know.
Okay.
He was
Okay.
so cute. She's like the auntie that pinches your cheeks and
Yeah,
is like, "Oh, it's so cute."
that makes more sense. Okay.
So, okay.
And if it is my aunt, then she definitely did like to cook. I mean, that's all she did.
Yeah, because when I saw this lady, I put my hand out, she went and put a meatball in my hand, like a big ass meatball. Huge. I was like, do meatballs get this big? Are you kidding me? Like I'm used to them being like this, and it was like blop.
Yeah.
Like bigger is better.
That's funny.
You know. What else do you want to tell little Johnny here?
Yeah.
She wants to send her love to her relatives through you.
Okay.
Yes, yep. She's lighting up my skin. So I get goosebumps when I'm on track. So that's how I kind of know I'm okay. That's right. That's right. And if I don't feel it, I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we go back. Did she have jewelry or like jewelry?
I was too young to know, to be honest with you.
Your family members, is it your mother's side?
No.
Father's side. Okay. You might ask them if they have some, like if she had jewelry, a lot of jewelry, because I know you were little, but this is stuff that we won't know.
Right.
This is stuff that we aren't going to have a clue.
Yeah. But I'm gonna make my cousins definitely watch this and see what they say.
What else do you have for us? I'm seeing like a table with a bunch of people sitting around it, and they're just laughing and cutting up. She's just showing me, I think what she's trying to show us is family.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
She's talking of her family was very important to her.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's true.
I know that's general, but sometimes the message is like, I love them, I miss them, you know, so I have to give it to you.
Okay.
What else do you have for us? Give me something that will really just be a wow factor, Auntie. It might have been rosary. She's talking about, maybe she's showing us this for faith. Maybe she's telling you need to pray more.
I think it could be. That's possible. That could be.
If she was into her faith, you know, she's might be imparting on you that, you know, don't forget your faith.
Okay, that's a possibility.
I'm not a religious person very much, but you know, when I see a crucifix, that's like,
yeah. Okay, that's a possibility. Yeah, I could see that.
You might want to go to confession. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you gonna have to order in Chinese food? That's how long I'll be there.
So you haven't been to confession for a while then?
No, not for a long time.
Oh, Auntie's on your case. Children. She's like asking me about kids. Have you had kids yet?
No.
Oh, where's the children? She's like, where's the babies? Is your mother waiting for children too?
All right. Now you're starting to bug me out.
Because she's like, we're waiting for the children, John. We're waiting for the kids. Where's the kids?
Oh, that way. No, not that way. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. She said,
Give me more with the children, because you're on track.
She's like, we're not getting any younger.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't expect her to say that.
It's for other women in your family that are crossed over too. It's like the gaggle of them. They're all together. Like, you tell him that we want children, you know, like it might be your wife's family members. Is she pushing on you a little?
No, not at all. No, not at all. No, this is probably my family. But anything else with the children thing?
Well, you know, is it okay if I go here? Because they're saying don't give up. So maybe you had some struggles there, because it said they're trying to be encouraging, like, don't give up.
That's a possibility, you know.
They're showing me at the Catholic church where they light candles.
Okay.
So yeah, they're giving me the sign that I'm on track there. Something about lighting candles. So I don't know if that's, what that means to you.
My mother does that 3 times a week when she goes to church.
Your mother does that?
Candles 3 times a week when she goes to church. Okay.
Just keep lighting the candles. Don't give up.
Okay.
And it'll be okay.
Oh, all right.
You got people watching out. I know this is like when your family went out to dinner, but they all want you to know that they're with you. They love you, like the general,
Mm-hmm.
they're
Okay.
encouraging.
Well, that's actually pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to make my cousins on my father's side watch this. They watch them anyway, but I'm going to make them watch this because it's a possibility. It's my aunt.
Yeah. And this is not bad for me without preparing, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. That was fantastic. Are they all gone?
I don't feel anybody right now.
Okay. All right. Good. I want to thank you because that was intense, and I really appreciate it. And I know that's what you do for a living. Truly fascinating. And I want you to plug your website and your email again. So go ahead. What is it?
It's PsychicMediumSarahWeaver.com or PsychicMediumSarahWeaver@gmail.
Okay.
And, in your area, there is some wonderful people.
Okay.
So I would like to refer you to some people on this also, not just me.
Okay.
Up in that area, there is a gaggle of amazing readers. One for particular of one of my mentors is Joe Scheel. Joe Scheel.
Okay.
He's in New York. So, he's upstate, like you were saying, but everything's online right now. And
Yeah,
he does portrait stuff. So you can he draws pictures of your loved ones while he's giving readings.
Oh, that is really cool.
Right? What better evidence than a freaking photograph of your family?
Yeah, that is really cool. That is definitely really cool.
Absolutely.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your email and I'm going to put your website in the comment section in this video when it comes out. It'll probably come out early next week.
Awesome.
And people could, reach out to you and so on and so forth. But truly amazing and fascinating. And I'm really, really glad that you took time out to do this with me.
Oh, awesome, John. I hope it was good enough for you.
It was great. And then maybe we can have you on again and we could do like another reading or something like that. That would be
sure.
Great. Or if I can get like another family member to sit in with me, that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And next time I'll make sure to be
somebody
ready.
who's older that would remember all those details. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, we should do something like that. Maybe
sometimes that's the fun part, is when you leave and you're like, oh my gosh, she said this and it meant nothing to me. And your family's like, oh my God.
Right. Yeah.
Tell them about the Ferris wheel. Tell them about the Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel.
The people with your buddy, your guy friend.
Okay.
Go talk to some people that you guys grew up, you might know, that you could talk to about him, and ask him about the carnival, it's like a boardwalk with a Ferris wheel, and like the kids are all running around like at the, where you throw the rings toss and all that stuff.
It could have been when we graduated high school.
Yeah.
Because when we graduated high school, we went down to South Jersey. It was, what was it called? Wildwood, and they have a boardwalk with all the rides and things like that. And he was there with us, you know.
Yeah, because I used to watch Jersey Shore, and that they would show they were showing me that, you know, when they went to the pier and they were like at the carnival spot. I've never been there, so.
Yeah. That's actually pretty cool. Okay. All right,
All
Sarah,
right.
thank you so much for everything.
Oh, thanks for having me on. It's really cool.
All right, so we'll definitely talk soon.
All right, John. Thanks a lot.
All right, bye-bye.